Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, I am the CHALL, and welcome back to another video. Now today, Newcastle United fans, you may have reason to potentially celebrate. Not just yet, because of course you've been in this position before, but you may have reason to celebrate because Mike Ashley may be about to sell Newcastle United Football Club. Now before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. And for now guys, let's get into this news update. So, PCP Capital Partners are about to potentially go in advanced talks to buy Newcastle United for a possible £300 million takeover. Now we're going to be speaking about all the details, I'm going to be speaking about all the facts, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on Ashley's reign, and trust me, I've got a lot of words for Ashley's reign, and also explain why so many, if not all, Newcastle fans will be happy that the 13-year tenure of Mike Ashley is coming to an end. So let's start with the facts and stats. So, this information is taken from an article on BBC Sport that was reported a few hours ago, and that is that Newcastle United takeover has taken a step closer after new documents shows that owner Mike Ashley has entered into a charge agreement with potential buyer Amanda Staveley. Financier Staveley is leading a bid which involves Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund and the Reuben brothers, understood to be worth around £300 million. The 31-page charge agreement lodged at Companies House lays the legal groundwork for a potential deal to be completed. The document includes details of a £150 million claim relative to Staveley's firm, PCP Capital Partners, and its long-running legal case against Barclays Bank plc. The Premier League was also informed of the potential deal and are understood to have begun its process of carrying out checks under its owners and directors test. Newcastle and Staveley would not comment when approached by BBC Sport. Now, of course, let's take you back to October 2017 when Ashley said he wanted to sell the club after 10 years in charge. The deal was set to be worth about £340 million, but the latest development will encourage many fans who want to see Ashley end his association with the club, having taken over back in 2007. Supporters have cited the lack of ambition and have also criticised his conduct during the coronavirus pandemic when the club has charged fans for next season's season tickets, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. There's also been disappointment at Newcastle being one of 3 Premier League clubs to have placed their non-playing staff on furlough. News of Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund being involved in the takeover first emerged back in January, and at that stage were described as advanced but complicated, and there were criticism of Saudi Arabia's human rights record from Amnesty International. So Staveley, who's believed to be having a 10% stake in the club, first attempted to buy it in 2018, and sports finance expert Kieran Maguire told BBC Sport, "These are steps you expect to take place in respect of a takeover. It seems that things have accelerated. The trouble with Mike Ashley is that until you see the final documents, it's never completed, but the other parties would not waste their time like this unless there's been a progress in terms of a takeover." But of course, we've been here before. But it looks like things are progressing, but how long that will take, we don't know. Perhaps papers have been lodged with the Premier League, but these things tend to take a month to get some sort of approval. But if you look at it from a financial point of view, whoever does buy Newcastle United, the club will be in a better state financially than when Ashley took over in 2007. There's understandings of why some of the supporters are treating this with a degree of cynicism because we've been here before. So that is the stats and facts from the BBC report, and of course Kieran Maguire telling BBC Sport what he thinks as well. Now, I, as a football fan, have seen through Mike Ashley's entire tenure at Newcastle United. I'm not a Newcastle fan, but I've seen him take over the club. I've seen him run the club for the last 13 years, and it just boils my bars year after year that he's still in charge. Let's take you back to 2008-2009 season. Let's take you back to 2008, the beginning of the 2008-2009 season, when Kevin Keegan walked out on the Magpies for a second time after a boardroom relationship breakdown, a reported boardroom relationship breakdown. The fans said Ashley needs to go. He put the club up for sale. Former Wimbledon boss Joe Kinnear took over. And, of course, Joe Kinnear later on in the season had to have heart surgery, so his assistant Chris Hughton took temporary charge until the end of the season. They got relegated for the first time in so many years when Alan Shearer took over on April Fool's Day, right until the end of the season. And Ashley, I did see an interview, and the title of the interview video was that Alan Shearer would not go back unless Ashley is still in charge of the club, is still owner of the club. What does that say when you're one of your greatest, if not arguably the greatest players of all time, does not want to go back to his club unless Ashley is still there? What does that say? What does that say? And the stuff about next season's season tickets really boils my bars. It absolutely angers me, infuriates me, because Ashley cares about one thing: money. Taking money off vulnerable Geordie fans and putting it into his pocket. That's all he cares about. And that's all Newcastle fans think he cares about. And I agree with them. Obviously, as a journalist, you've got to look at it from two standpoints. But with someone like Mike Ashley, you cannot look at it two standpoints. You can't be on Ashley's side. If you're on Ashley's side, you don't know football. Because what he's done as an owner is worse than before. Worse than before. This new takeover, £300 million takeover, would absolutely start a brand new era at Newcastle United. It's an era where they can leave the banter era behind them of two or three relegations in the Premier League, and they can just get back to normal. They can get back competing for trophies, get the trophies that the fan base deserve, and they can actually... I did see a report actually on the Transfer Centre on Sky Sports, I believe, and it said that the owners would like to target Champions League football. What does that tell you as an owner? It tells them they have passion, they have heart, they have fight, they have desire. It shows them, it tells them that those owners care about Newcastle United Football Club. Ashley, let's have a look at transfer budgets he gave his managers. Steve McLaren, reported £60 million. Rafael Benitez, around about £20-30 million. He cares about the yes men. Steve McLaren did not deserve 60 million compared to Rafael Benitez 20-30 million. Steve McLaren, yeah, he's a nice guy. I bet he's a nice guy, but as a manager at Newcastle, he wasn't good enough. He wasn't good enough. Why give him £60 million to waste and then give a short budget to Rafael Benitez, who was a trophy-winning manager, who could build the club, build a project at Newcastle United and take them in a direction where you never thought you'd be under that ownership of Mike Ashley? But then, contracts running down for Benitez, and rather than keep him, give him the money, give him the promise that they'll get a bigger transfer budget, you let him walk. That just shows you as an owner you don't care about the club, you only care about the business. I don't call Newcastle United at the minute. I call it Sports Direct FC. They're a sponsorship club. They're a business club. And that's all football is nowadays. It's a business. It's just a way to nick a few bob out of it. But where's it got us? It's got lower league clubs into financial ruin, debts, administration, expelled from the league. Bury is a prime example. The old Hereford, prime example. The fact that these owners can buy clubs for £1 or buy them for nothing in the lower leagues, and they think they can just treat it like it's nothing. Treat it like it's nothing. And when a takeover does come, you ask for a bit more money because you want to get a few bob out of the business, and they call it off, and then the club's gone. You're taking away the fans' passion, you're taking away the fans' weekends. Some fans, you're even taking away the thing that keeps them mentally stable. Football affects fans' mental health. When you destroy a club, you destroy mental health. So when you have bad owners in the lower leagues, in the Premier League, that don't pump money into the club, and they don't treat the fans right, like this coronavirus, the stuff about still charging fans for next season's season ticket renewals and not a new season tickets, wrong. Absolutely wrong. And Newcastle are one of the clubs that are furloughing non-playing staff. Now, whether that means paying their 100% wage or not, doesn't matter. If you've got staff on thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds, and you're furloughing them, but still paying them, Why? Why are you doing that? Oh, I know why. Because you want to keep money in your club rather than letting money go to lower league clubs and people on less wages and helping them be financially stable. You're just keeping the money to yourself. You're still keeping the money. It's not fair. And a club like Newcastle deserves better. Their fans, my goodness me, they're so passionate. They've got fight, they've got heart, they've got desire. They want success at the club. Anton Deck, big Newcastle fans, they want success at the club. Geordie fans, I've seen Newcastle fan channels, 100% Magpie channel, Newcastle Fan TV. I've seen loads of them. They are so passionate about their club. And some fans need to take a look at them and try and steal some of their passion, because they've got so much passion. Geordies are some of the most passionate fans in the Premier League, in my opinion. Now, people can agree, people can disagree. I don't care. Geordies are some of the most passionate fans in football, in my opinion. And that's because they try and create an atmosphere. But when you've got off-field problems affecting on-field, bringing in worthless signings that don't deserve to wear the shirt, losing 3-4, 5-0 or 2-1s or 1-1s or 1-3s and whatever, week in, week out, getting an odd result against a big team, thinking, oh, we're going to turn a corner. No, back to normal. Getting mid-table, relegation battle survivals, relegation confirmations, year in, year out, and having to go back up at the first time of asking. Mike Ashley is a championship club owner. He's not a Premier League club owner, he's a championship owner at best. That's why Newcastle keeps getting relegated and keeps getting back up, because they are the richest club in the championship. They're in the Premier League, they're in a mid-table predicament, and the only way to improve is new owners. And I love the fact that there's advanced talks with the PCP Capital Partners, with Amanda, with the Reuben brothers, for a £300 million takeover. Now, if this takeover does happen, I'm sure one big question, well, two big questions. What's going to happen to the current playing squad? Who stays, who goes? And what about Steve Bruce? What about Brucey? Now, don't forget, this is a guy who beat Manchester United, who were in an inconsistent form anyway, before Bruno Fernandes came in January. So, that's a result that they'll credit him for. But I think PCP are the type of people that are going to be like, right, Steve Bruce, we'll give you one more season. You must get minimum top 10. You must get maximum top 4, or you're out the door. If he gets below top 10 next season, I think they're going to give him one more season. If he doesn't give them at least top 10, he's out the door. And they're the type of owners that will do that. They will sack him if they don't get top 10 minimum. They want Champions League football. It's going to be hard on the teams that are still on a rebuilding period, like Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea to an extent under Frank Lampard. Man City are banned from Europe, so 5th place gets Champions League, and it'll be probably 6th to 8th to get Europa League football. So top 10 minimum is vital for a team that's targeting Champions League football under new ownership. So if I was the owners, and I'm sure that's the case, I'd be like, right, Steve Bruce, you must get minimum top 10 or you're out the door. Current playing squad, give them one more season. Those who don't perform, out the door. In my opinion, out the door. And I think it's that simple. It is that simple. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen with this. Obviously, when we get a confirmation or we get a rejection, I'm going to talk on here again. And if there is a rejection, Mike Ashley, you better be watching this, because I'm going to go off my nut on you. So, if there's a rejection, you're going to see a rant. If there's a completion, you're going to see champagne popping everywhere. And I'm sure Newcastle fans will be celebrating, but not too much yet. Because, of course, they've been in this position before. So, you've got to rein it in a bit. I'm reining it in a bit. I'm calming down. I hate seeing bad owners. I don't support Newcastle, but I really hate bad owners because it's ruining the game, as well as VAR. But I hate seeing bad football owners, and they make me so angry. So angry. So, whenever there's a bad owner in football, I'm on their side. I'm on the fans' side, because I don't like bad owners when there's clear evidence of bad ownership. So, we'll see what happens. If the deal's completed, hallelujah, Ashley's gone. He can focus on Sports Direct and buying Greg's or whatever he does. If there's a rejection, we're going to go mad. We're going to go absolutely mad. So it's just a waiting game, really. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. I am the CHALL. Goodbye.